conspiracy. We should be smiling. We should be smiling. Welcome to ETA Talks. We engage, we transform, and we empower. And thank you for coming. Those who are watching us live, welcome to ETA Talks. I don't want to waste much of your time. Let me introduce the speaker for today. Our speaker for today is Master Coach Viash. He's a family coach. He's a relationship coach. He's a marriage coach, teens and youth coach, youth leadership coach, life focus and life skills coach, community development coach, team building coach, habit and behavior change coach. Ladies and gentlemen, may we give applause as we welcome Coach Viash on stage.
Good evening. How are you?
Good.
You are not fine. How are you?
We're good.
What's going on here? Good evening. Let's start afresh. Good evening.
Yeah, man.
How are you? All right. Sometimes it's very difficult to follow things you don't understand, to follow things you don't know. Sometimes it's also very boring to keep doing things that we do every day. Let's play something here. The brain does not want to change. It wants security service. It wants everything to be okay. So as long as it's going to be okay, that will be fine. It doesn't want to be controlled. It will do what it wants. It doesn't generally look at the negative. It looks at the positive. For example, right now, don't think about monkeys. Don't think about monkeys. Think about pizza. He's the only one. You did. So you guys did it. And the pizza?
I did.
Right. The pizza will come because it's positive. The brain wants positive. When you change it negative, when you give negative, what does it see? It changes it to positive. It wants to see it. Truth be said, maybe 99% of us saw the monkey, but I cannot admit I did. Because I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
There are things we will only understand from certain perspectives. Failures, people who have failed a lot, generally we push them aside and think they are failures. What can we learn from them? But I'd want to think they have a lot they can teach us that the success people cannot say, won't say. Because the success achievers, they have all the good, right, positive turns, right? I made the wrong turn somewhere. You'll never hear me. So when you make your own wrong turn, you'll be like, the positive people didn't tell you everything. People are sleeping. Why are you sleeping?
They are following.
Okay, this is not a lecture. Let's make it a discussion. Let's engage. Let's be in this together. Can everyone stand up? Can everyone stand up? Right. Can give a high five to everyone. Like high five. Sorry. High five is exciting. Is excited. It's not just high five. It's not just touching your hand. No. They're supposed to be excitement. Okay, Baba.
Mani Baba. Hello.
Hello. Right. That's better. Let's clap hands. Yeah, at the same time. Of the people that we have here, how many do you know? What's his name, sir? What is his name? What is your name?
I didn't I
You did that. Right. You go to where I wanted. Because if you high five me and you don't know me, what did you do? What was the high five for? What was it for? Because Master Coach said, please high five everyone.
Yes.
No. No. Sometimes, when I high five you, it's supposed to be positive. It's supposed to be, I'm high fiving someone I know. Mm-hmm. Even when you are on the bus and something exciting happens, you only high five the very next person to you. And by the time you get off, you're on talking terms. You get to a level. Are you following?
Yeah.
And when you get to a level, you have high chances of re-engaging next time. And when we re-engage next time, one of you is in command. The other one wants to hear more. You want to hear more, see more. Can I have two people this side? Two volunteers. Right, you stand there. Right. We don't know their names. We didn't ask. It's not about their names. Right. Say you are from the UK. You are from Mrambinda.
Okay.
Right. You have met and you've met someone in town and you don't know each other, but then you happen to be talking. What would you talk about? In your English tone and in his Mrambinda tone.
What's the setup?
I don't know.
Where are we?
It's in town or wherever. Just everything is up to you.
Just ask the name. How are you?
You're talking to him. You're not talking to me. Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Magasimba ere.
Yes. I can't understand. What did you say?
How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. What's your name?
I'm Coach Brendan.
Thank you very much. I'm talented.
Right. The two of them, who do you think is Anichimuti? Who's the leader there? Why is he leader?
He's engaging the talk.
He is invoking response
from him.
Yes.
And he is being typically. But how did you know he's from far away? What is it that pushed him down?
Language. Inferiority. Kept on following it.
So this was not an engagement. This was like he's just you were under interrogation. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Generally, what happens is I've spoken of stereotyping. Generally, when you meet anyone, they say, for the first time, you are not meeting that person. You are meeting their representative, right? But you go a little further. You then stereotype that person. Because he speaks in English, and then you say, you told him you wouldn't, he's not understanding. What did he do? He actually got to English. He changed for him so that you would understand. Which actually put more pressure on him because then his inferiority complex got deeper. You can't ask him any question. You only wait for him to. Right. Maybe he didn't stereotype that one. He didn't look down upon him. He was just engaging. What would have happened if they had both stereotyped each other? You would have seen him as just some Rabinda guy. What would have happened? Hello?
Communication breakdown.
Yeah, communication breakdown is one. What else? Generally, when we meet someone, we meet our assumptions of the person. We meet our understanding of that person. We want to see our own understanding, our own assumptions of that person come true. If the president were to come here right now, some of you guys would leave your seats. 4 of you would leave your seats so that he sits, even though he just wants one. If someone we know is a murderer comes here, what would we do? You get it? Yet maybe yes, turned around, he's a priest now, he's a Pundisi now. Right. Dreams, stereotyping, seeing things, visions. These can grow or die because someone vindicates them. As long as you're stereotyping me, there are 2-3 things I'll do that will make you see the truth of your assumptions in me. But I can also do things that will stop them. But you can also help. Either, can you please convince her? Tell her your dream, tell her your direction. Don't just say yes for the sake of it. Can you ask questions? Please understand what he's trying to say. Can you follow this? Help where you can.
Like, is she like a business person?
I don't know.
Just someone.
If you say she's your sister, then she's your sister. If she's your mother, she's your mother. If she's your girlfriend, if she's your wife, whatever. You create the relationship. What we're interested in is the conversation. Volume.
Actually, there was a company in your.
Can you hear him? No.
I'm Brendan. And I heard that your company gives loans to aspiring people who want to start their own businesses. So I'm now here to give you just a summary of my ideas and of where I think I will be in the future. So I actually have about 1,000 ideas, but there's actually one that I'm actually focusing on right now. Is I think that in this economy, global economy, it will boost everything from the economy to even our way of living, to the environment, to agriculture, everything. It actually involves the solar system, whereby we actually recall energy from the sun and not taking anything from the coal, not taking anything from the water, from the hydro power, whatever. It actually involves, it's actually about the roofing system, changing the roofing system altogether. We won't be using solar panels. We'll actually be using, it tells you actually know, we'll actually change them goes into solar panels. So,
Okay.
anything that you may be able to need, maybe sponsor upcoming business. Yes, I'll be able to.
That was too quick. Excuse me. that was too quick. Why are you helping him? We all know there are solars already. There's nothing new you said. So why are you helping?
It's because of the approach.
Okay, approach.
Yes, that's
All right. Okay. So how far are you going to help? How deep are you going to go into the helping?
Okay, I'll help you in terms of marketing the business.
All right.
Yes.
He's a dreamer and a supporter, right? He's the visionary. He has a vision. He wants to get somewhere, right? Visionaries don't have direction, don't have the path. What they have is the destination. Visionaries only have the destination. She is going to help you market and the money, right? So what does the money and the marketing do? They kind of help make the dream come true, reach to people. You know, that but there's one other person that has to be there. Let's go back a bit. We have a visionary. We have people who want to buy into your idea, right? You have people who want to understand what you want to do. And when these people understand, they're divided into two. One will become simply a follower of what you're doing. The other one would want it to come true, to happen. They'll even help make it an actual thing. They want to change the dream into an actual thing. They become the actualizer. But we have followers. The followers, we still have followers, two types of followers. Who understand the dream, who wants to be part of the dream, who wants to get there, flow with the dream, go along with the dream. These people do not see the path, but they'll follow the path. They'll follow the dream. They don't create a path. They'll only see a path that has been created. They'll only follow what has been said. Most followers follow what is being said. They do what they are told. Right. But we are saying our follower here is not someone who just does what they are told, but they also want to be on the path. They want this dream to come true. But they don't know how to create the path. They don't know where the path is so that this comes true. It's a bit different with it. Then the company is giving money and they want to be part of this. By the way, if you have an idea and you get a sponsor, your idea is crap. If you have an idea, you want sponsorship, and you get sponsorship, your idea is stupid. Real ideas would call for investors. If I'm going to sponsor you, what it means is I'll give you the money. If you lose it, what happens? If you lose it in a sponsorship, if you lose the money, you lose the sponsor. But what happens to the sponsor? They don't lose anything, because when they give you that money, it's not money they might cry over. But if it were an investment in your idea, if you lose that money, it's not a good story. I only get to want to invest in your idea because I see it coming to be a good thing, a continuity, something that I can really benefit from. If it's sponsorship, well, if we lose the money, we lose the money, but I tried. The loss is not the sponsor's loss. The loss is yours. Sometimes I'll sponsor you because I see you are not really ready. So you're looking for $1,000, I'll say, what can you do with 500? Then you say, but I can squeeze this and that, and then I will this. Then it doesn't come out right. Which gives us to the next point. Generally, visionaries have problems of trying to be everything in their vision. They want to be the follower, they want to be the actualizer, they want to actualize this vision. They also want to keep pushing the vision. That is not right. That's very wrong. When a company offered to do, what he asked for was sponsorship, money, so that he can do his project, isn't it? But then they went a little further and they were going to give marketing. They were going to do marketing for him. Because then they've seen, maybe it's a weakness they saw in him. They saw a gap. They want to fill the gap. That's what actualizers do. Hello? When you're an actualizer, you buy into the dream. You understand the dream differently. You are not like the follower who doesn't see the path. You can see the destination, like the visionary. And then you create the path for the visionary and the followers. Hello? History has given us many actualizers that have, at the end of the day, look like, especially with social media now, they look like they are the real people that actually brought the vision. One is Apple. Who started Apple? Huh? Yes.
Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak.
How many know Wozniak? Just one. How many know Wozniak? But Steve Jobs, you know, isn't it? Right. The person who drew the first drawings of all the computers that we've heard of in Apple, they were not done by the one we know. Wozniak did the art. He was the engineer. He still is the engineer because he's still there. He still does the art, the drawing and all. But then someone bought into this idea of selling these things to the world. So much that at the end Wozniak became invisible. Still doing what he does, but invisible. But when this person died, did the dream die? Did we suddenly stop having good iPhones? Maybe they're even getting better. Because the person that does that is still there. And they have teams now that actually have bought into the idea and are pushing it. Even Microsoft. Who started Microsoft?
Oh, Ale.
Who started Microsoft? But we know of Bill Gates today. No, Bill Gates got into his friend's idea. He is the visionary. Bill Gates became the actualizer. So in your life, you need an actualizer. Hello? It could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, husband, wife, father, your mother, friend. You need an actualizer. But you also need followers. Because the visionary has a role, isn't it? And responsibilities. The actualizer has a role and responsibilities. What about the follower? He has to have a role and responsibilities. One of the responsibilities is to make sure the things are bought. He buys into the idea. He buys the product. Because for you, your idea, however good it might be, if this group of people are not there and you have a very good actualizer, and this group is not there, that then takes the product into their hands, it's going to die. The question I have today is, there is the actualizer, there is the follower, there is the visionary. Where are you? And tell us why. Volunteers, where are you? There's these three, but there's the fourth one. which is you. Where are you? Are you part of this? Why are you there? Hello? In this whole thing, visionaries, followers, actualizers, where are you? What are you? Yes, sir.
Think of it in visionaries.
Visionaries. Okay, why?
Because one of the people who see sometimes a vision or the end goal, I imagine something, then I think myself like achieving it. And yeah, that's all.
All right. In the meaning that is given us, who is not a visionary? Who doesn't who doesn't do what he does? If that's how it is, then why don't we have many visions coming true? Why? What's going on? If everyone is a visionary like him, or maybe I'm just putting it on you, you are not. Can you be sleeping right in the middle of the talk, guys? Come on. Yes, sir.
I think, all right, firstly, I think I'm all over.
All over the place.
Those roles.
Okay, you right. Why?
Experience has taught me that people will believe you if
Right.
you have a dream that you cannot build.
Right.
So we have to pave the way, showing them that you know what you're talking about, by either showing them samples of how it's done.
Right.
And because people believe what they see rather than what they hear, if they see your sketches of your
The dream.
dress that you want to design, they will start believing you. In fact, they don't believe you, but when they see a sample, the actual dress,
The
that you
dress.
showed,
Right.
they will start believing you. So, and in most situations, you won't be having money, a lot of money to pay a designer to do those things for you. So, you have to learn how to create designs. Then you have to find out the right fabric on your own, making all those mistakes until you get it right. So, that's why I think, as a visionary, I've been forced to play all those roles.
All those roles.
Because people couldn't just take my word for it to say, guys, I'm going to change this industry through this product. Then they'll be like, don't you know a company called XYZ? So you see, they don't believe you. So you just have
To play all the roles.
Yeah,
One time you're the actualizer, that's the time you're the follower.
Until
Then you go back.
yeah. Then this, in my situation, the follower, the actualizers, I can't say I have actualizers, I have followers.
Right.
We have bought into the vision and bought me some equipment along the way.
Right.
But that was after like a long time of proving myself that I have the product, I have the product.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have gone a long way on my own. And now I have more followers, but actualizers is still a challenge.
So what you're telling us is you are your own actualizer. Is that what you're saying in
I'm
short?
still wearing the case.
Did anyone hear that? He's telling us he's both the visionary and the actualizer. Is it possible?
Yes.
Come on, let's talk, guys. Is it possible? Why are you saying so?
I think that being actualizer is actually looking is simplified, is being a doer.
All right.
And someone who doesn't not just dream, but actually pushes something. So a person can be someone who wears dreams and then be willing to go the way to push that.
All right. Is he right?
I think I can support that by saying sometimes when you're a dreamer, sometimes you take visions of things that you are related to, probably by skill or profession.
Right.
So when we are doing something, when we are dreaming something, most of the people, I believe that they dream of something that they can do. Therefore, during the course of building that company or project whatsoever, that person is also taking part in the building of that dream. Probably he may not be taking all of it, but a certain part of it is probably missing.
Okay. Anyone supporting or disapproving But there's truth in that an actualizer, the dreamer can be actualizer. But there's one little problem. He has too many blind spots. There are things he cannot see that are obscured by the ego to say, I started this, I am doing this, I was on my own. He actually said it here. People try to push you aside, people don't want to understand, but you have to get there. Right? As in, look, however deep they might go in stopping me, I'm getting there. That is part of an ego that might, in the long run, feed into you not seeing what else is happening. This is why generally then you need you need someone else who is not you, but who also understands and buys into that. Not someone who exactly agrees with you, but someone who agrees with the idea. You need someone who agrees with the idea. Then it goes. So yes, you can be both. But when you are both, there are areas that you're limiting yourself. If possible, get one. The two examples we get, the two examples I gave, Microsoft and Apple. We don't know the other two people. But they are the real people in the dream. Yet the dreams are still going. Sometimes it's not about the money that you get. It's simply about the dream. Sometimes the actualizer will run away with the vision. But they are not going to go as far as you would go, because what they see is what you've explained. They don't see. They don't see the destination. They understand the destination from your explanation, but they don't see it. But yes, they can pave a path, go and say, okay, this is the direction, let's go. And then the follower says, okay, there is a path, let's go. Then the three of you run together. Sometimes the follower right at the front. But when there's a tree there, you wait for the actualizer to come and say, this is, And then sometimes the visionary becomes hot-headed, and then he wants to stop and say, this is my thing. I started this. You guys were stopping me. And then next week, there's nothing happening. Or maybe, yes, it's still happening. But you're supposed to be running at 200 kilometers per hour. Right now, it's happening at 90 kilometers per hour. 90 kilometers per hour is actually better, because then you started at what? At 0. Then you ran at 20. Then you ran at 40. Now you're at 90. Isn't that improvement? Isn't that growth? It's growth, but it's not growth, because you're supposed to be at 200 right now. You get it? You're supposed to be at 200 right now. Whatever idea you have, there are so many people that can help you, including failures. Please, if you have your Sekurus out there, your old people out there, retirees out there, people were fired because they were incompetent. Talk to them. You'll be surprised how many of those things that they were fired for, you are doing. But you just tolerate it. If you were to change those little things, you'll be surprised how fast you can go up the ladder. But there are nobodies. They won't tell anyone. The story that we have, the storylines that we have here is that it's the individual that pushes and does things so that things can be. But generally, it's the team that you work with. The followers build the real part of the team. The fans, the people that love you, the people that want to be with you, the people that want to push things with you, the people that want to understand, they sympathize with you. Those people make your world run. Sometimes they don't even talk to you. Say you are a pastor. They've never been to your house. They come to church on Sunday, you preach, and they go home. If they stop coming, what happens? You don't preach to anyone. So as much as they're not talking to you, they're actually feeding the dream. They're pushing the dream up. Because next week they'll bring their friends. And then there's 60 people instead of the 22 that you started with. And then and then there's 400 people. Even the preaching will be different. You'll be more excited, isn't it? But they're not saying anything to you. They're not saying anything to you. You're not even selling them the Bible. They go to bookstores and buy Bibles and download. You're not selling them the notebooks. Followers. So how do we engage our followers? Every visionary, if possible, can you be a leader? Don't be a manager. Can you be a leader? In traits, in character, in person. Can you embody what a leader must be? Can you have the aura to push leadership out there? And good leaders create leaders, isn't it? So your followers, if they were to be leaders today, what will happen to your world, to your vision? Let's go to church again. When you look at our choir guys, that circle that is closer to the real things happening in church. Have you ever seen how enthusiastic those guys are? They want things to happen. They are so excited about a lot of what is happening because they've been taken into the leadership of what is happening. They've been taken into the leadership of this community. They are part of what makes this thing go. They are followers that have been made leaders, but small leaders, but leaders. Then they lead everyone else. They don't tell anyone to say, please, 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 but their excitement when they are up there singing and their eyes are closed and they are, hello, they make you feel stronger than they are feeling up there. There are followers that have been turned into something else. What are you doing with your followers? Say you are the visionary. How many followers do you have? That's the first question, isn't it? Do you have any followers? Yes, maybe your mother, your brother, your close people. And do they even understand your dream? Do they even understand where you are going? Do they even understand who you are? Or they just know you're going to college, you just went to work, you're coming back late? Do they? Yes, these are your followers. The followers that are supposed to make you dream come true. And the whole world is made up of followers. Everyone in the whole world is yours. What happens when someone sends a clip on social media and it goes viral? What does the world do? What does the world do when your video goes viral? Some will be from countries you can't even pronounce. So the whole world is a stage that is full of followers that are waiting to follow you. But you're not engaging them. Maybe you don't know, now you know. Maybe you did know they are waiting for you. Your great idea that is supported by her company should be supported by everyone out there. The idea that you have, but they cannot support it, they cannot follow it, they cannot be part of it if they don't know. Like you were saying, you have to really push the vision so that people understand. Sometimes when you're pushing that vision, that's not actualizing it. That's making sure people believe the vision. Because there's a time people will want to understand what you are saying so that they can follow. So that they can stand up and say, okay, what you're saying can give us money. How much do you have? $4. I have $4. like when Facebook was started, they were trying to pull money so that they can start the company. And the person that had the most money had $100. Then $300 came, and then they started Facebook. And the other guys actually pulled out and said, this is not getting anywhere. Years later, they came, they claimed they were there, and they were given millions in silence. You don't have the money. Someone believes in your dream. They can actually pull with you the money, and then you can get there. But the money, not just the money, they can actually strengthen your idea so that it can be actualizable. There are dreams that are so crazy you can't even, they don't make sense. Until someone comes and says, okay, let's plan to build this. Another example, we know Elon Musk. Elon Musk was saying, I wanted to buy something from China, but I couldn't. Not because he couldn't, but it was online, everything was there, but he couldn't pay. Because then he had to go through the banks, and the verification process was too long, and it wasn't going to, because he wanted the thing in 24 hours. So he ended up failing. So what did he do? They created an app that engages banks in payments. What is the name of the app they created? They ended up selling it.
PayPal.
So they created, him and his brother. Yeah, that's the other one. He has his brother who does those drawings for the space stuff. He's the mouthpiece. The brother is in the background. So he created PayPal because he wanted a service, and the service wasn't there. He created it. If he had really sat there and said, I want to create this service to his father, what would the father have said? Imagine Zuckerberg talking to his mother and his father and saying, I don't want school anymore. I want to create Facebook. Would it have made sense? It wouldn't. So now Elon Musk wants to go to space. Elon Musk wants to go to space. What does he do? He builds the spaceship. Sometimes we need to build our own spaceship. Sometimes we need to build our own payment scheme. Sometimes we need to build what is not there. But at the same time, make sure it has traction that says followers come. And these followers, when they come, please, they don't just have to be followers. Can they also be leaders in your dream, in your world? So that everything resonates well. Remember, this is about you. It's not about them. It's about you. For one particular moment, please, can you be so selfish and say the world is supposed to revolve around your finger, and if it doesn't, there's something wrong with me. I haven't done something. He says I haven't engaged an actualizer, or I haven't engaged my followers, or I'm not saying the dream the way it should really be, so that people understand and follow. We are all dreamers. The description that we got from him, it fits everyone, doesn't it? We are all followers in some way, but we are also actualizers for some people, for our people, our children, our daughters, our sons, our husbands, wives, boyfriends, neighbors. Sometimes we actualize things for them. But then, how far do we go with that? This was meant to be thought-provoking. If it didn't, then I failed my job. Number one. Number two, this is a quick preview into a book that's coming in December. Number three, does anyone have a question? Yes, sir.
Yeah, we want to thank you for the great presentation. and for the wonderful insights. Maybe for is this session on time? For maybe balance.
Yeah.
I think I was left behind
Okay.
for some time trying to pick up on two issues, but I'll mention one with the other one. Maybe. You said if your idea needs sponsorship,
Yeah.
then it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
My question is in how, as a presenter, you differentiate between sponsorship and investment.
Right.
Yeah, because I actually invite people to sponsor my programs because I understand that sponsorship is a short-term basis agreement. They come in, they sponsor my program, they are able to advertise, they give me money, they come to the program, they are able to advertise their stuff and so forth. And it ends there.
Right.
Like they've sponsored my program.
Right.
But investment now is a long term,
Right.
where the investor now looks for benefits.
Yeah.
Right. So I want the difference between that. Then maybe the last one is
Yes.
I like the way you illustrated the vision, bringing or the dreamer, bringing an idea and expanding. And I strongly think that in what I've seen and working with some companies,
Yeah.
there is a time when a dreamer, when the dream goes beyond the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
And most of the times, as you were saying, people have built something, they are stuck. And can I allow people to come and invest? Why just
Yeah.
leave it as it is? And you realize that many companies are stuck right now because people didn't realize that it's time now that I look for investors. Yes, I've built to this far, but this brand is now bigger than me.
Yes.
My financial capacity cannot push that dream
Push that
forward.
dream. Yeah.
So you then now need to have investors and so forth. So how do we then balance the equation?
Okay. Unfortunately, you in a way answered your question. But look, sponsorship. The definition of sponsorship is when I don't believe in long term with you. I believe this should have funding, but I'm not going to be part of this in a long term. So much that we go to the ghetto there, where everyone is a Zim dance or artist now. They're asking for money to record. And when they record, then what happens? We have so many recorded artists. They were sponsored to do the recording. In your case, you have your project running. You have people coming. What is their benefit? Their benefit is advertising. And then they give you the money. And then you do what you're doing. But then their biggest benefit right now is advertising, from what you said. Right. So they don't see going beyond the short term with the advertising with you right now. As much as they might even ask, do you have another project coming we want to sponsor? But they don't see long term. What we want is someone who then sees your thing, not as something that I will only do this week and is gone. We want someone who comes and says, let's do this. Let us do this. But no, let's do this. If we can do A, B, C, D, and A, B, C, D, this can come true. Someone who wants to be long-term with you, that's the investor. I hope you answered. Maybe there's someone who would want to add.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Do you have any other question? Or someone wants to add? Yes.
How do you handle people who do right things for you, but for wrong reasons? Let me talk about politicians.
All right.
They will hear about your community projects and the impact it's having. And they will come and say, so and so from this office is coming to endorse you. But at the end of the day, you will see it was the PR staff. They will come, say, yeah, XYZ is important for the generation and we must all put hands in this. Take pictures, then they are going, reach out to our office, we have meetings with you. And this happens almost every time. How do you feel that people who are doing the right thing, for sure you need a big brand to endorse you, but it's for wrong reasons. And you can feel that this is
for wrong
malicious intent.
A few weeks ago, all right. Generally, I'm in Doboshao. And I do community outreach there. It has grown to 2 communities. They've created various societies. They've created a number of things. But the latest is we created a child protection group. So 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting that was supposed to, get the board in place so that then the next meeting is on Saturday to endorse everything. Right. The 2 weeks ago, someone came from their offices because they want to be part of it. They came, and when they came, they said what they were saying. Generally, the problem with them is they then give you conditions. The conditions are supposed to twist you, yes, into believing them, into wanting to be part of them, but at the same time, it also twists the idea. So what do? We said no. And we asked to engage them separately. We asked them not to come to the Saturday meeting. We engaged them today. If they're going to be coming, they're not going to get any airtime. But it's very difficult when it's other offices that want to be part of it. But because it's my thing, I can actually show it to them and also give my commands, my demands, For coaches, every coach should learn negotiation. Say, if you can negotiate, it doesn't matter whether it's the president or JA or angels or whoever. If you can negotiate, you can talk to anyone. You might not get 100% what you want to get, but you get something. More on what you want stuff to be. Maybe they want yellow, you want blue. You end up having green. They've lost the yellow. They're not getting the color they want. Green I can do it because it's not far from my blue. You get it? Negotiation is what you then need. Top level negotiation. You don't have to wait for the day to say this is the day. Top level, and then you're done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this talk. Let's do it again next time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Coach Viash. This was really a great presentation, very powerful. One of my best key takeaways is I should be a leader, create an aura of leadership. I believe everything around will change if I be the leader. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, for coming, and thank you for being here. It has been a great week, and I'm sure you continue learning, growing, engaging, transforming,